Please, again, keep this between us because
a revealing new voice memo from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni has just been released.
The world thought the legal drama surrounding It Ends With Us couldn't get any more explosive. But the unsealing of a private voice memo from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni has triggered a fresh wave of panic within the actress's camp. For months, the narrative focused on toxic behavior and alarming on-set incidents. But this newly unredacted audio, coupled with a string of leaked texts, reveals a foundation of intimacy and deep professional trust that directly contradicts the current courtroom allegations. As Taylor Swift reportedly scrambles to distance herself from the fallout and co-stars begin to recoil from the Mastermind tactics, the public is finally hearing the friendly, almost desperate tone Blake once used with the man she is now attempting to dismantle.
Two things that have come up that I think are very important to show you, including this audio file from Blake, which we're about to play. Before we go there, though, two interesting reactions that I just wanted to make sure we showed you. Blake's co-star, Brandon Sklenar, was asked about those texts of his that got leaked.
Who made his first public appearance since his alleged texts with Blake unloading on Justin were also released.
Anything about the texts you want to clear up? Anything? Nah.
I kind of love it. I wish they would have stayed on my little extra frame. He literally, for the first time, I'm like, he's like, nah, no, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I've already made my mistakes, picking the wrong side, not getting involved anymore. Look, I've been mad at this guy for choosing his side. I still don't love what he's done. I think he owes Justin an apology, to be perfectly honest. But I also think he was in a rock and a hard place. It's hard to be an actor in Hollywood. You got Blake and Ryan basically saying, you're going to be Batman. You're going to be doing this. You're going to listen, right? And sometimes you just feel like, okay, otherwise your career's over. And, I think he thought he was doing the right thing. And now that he's not supporting Blake any longer, I think that tells you everything, guys. So I don't fully blame him for not getting more involved. In those text exchanges, it was really more Blake prodding him. And I feel like pushing him to go there. In all these exchanges we've seen, I put my blame on Blake and Ryan higher than anybody else at this point.
The digital trail has taken a shocking turn with the release of a February 2023 voice memo, sent months before production even began. In this 4-minute rambling recording, Blake Lively connects with Justin Baldoni in a tone that is noticeably warm and collaborative. She explicitly mentions that her husband, Ryan Reynolds, encouraged the outreach, telling her that she and Justin have a great trust and that she should fill him in on her scheduling anxieties. This isn't the voice of someone who feels threatened or uncomfortable. It is the voice of a lead actress leaning on her director as a confidant. The content of the memo reveals a relentless stream of personal demands disguised as pre-production concerns. Blake spends the majority of the audio detailing her lack of a baby nurse and her stress about prepping for 2 movies in a row. She pushes Baldoni to consider starting their production 2 weeks earlier, just so she can accommodate her family's travel schedule to London. This level of professional entitlement, asking a director to move an entire studio's calendar for a personal vacation, shows that Blake was the one exerting pressure on the production from day one. Interestingly, Blake admits in the audio that she doesn't speak to the director of her other project, Proxy, the same way she talks to Justin. She highlights their unique bond, even sending her love to his family, whom she admits she hasn't met yet. The panic she describes in the memo is entirely self-inflicted, rooted in her decision to sign up for back-to-back projects after having a baby. It paints a picture of a director who is being treated as a flexible ally, only to have that great trust weaponized against him once the legal strategy required a villain. For viewers, the irony of this audio is impossible to miss. It proves that the hostile environment Blake is now claiming in court was actually an environment where she felt comfortable enough to meander through a 4-minute list of personal favors. The transition from "give my love to your family" to "he called my outfit sexy" feels like a calculated narrative flip rather than a genuine shift in behavior. By hearing Blake's own voice, the public is seeing that the victim narrative was constructed long after the great trust was already established.
Let's get to this audio because it's a longer audio. I want to give it to you in its entirety. Here we go. This is the audio that came in. This is a voice memo on February 8th, 2023 from Blake Lively to Justin Baldoni. And again, huge shout out Carol at Docket Updates and Clark for getting this to us. Let's listen to this, shall we?
Hey, I hope you're so well. Just wanted to connect, just to put something on your radar. So between us, like this is so premature for me to even share this with you. All good stuff. Headline is great stuff.
Headline, all great. It's all great. But get ready for a very rambling, meandering, manipulative exchange, just like their text messages.
But I was talking to Ryan and I was like, I don't know if we should share this, but he was like, you guys have such a great trust, fill them in. But basically the movie I'm doing before Proxy, I'm
talking about Proxy, but just to reiterate again, as I'm going through the transfer and everything else, you have such a great trust. That's what Ryan's telling. Oh, you guys are so good. It's so good. How did it go from such a great trust to, oh my God, he called me sexy. I hate him. He's the worst. He won't let me do anything. Because right out the gate, you're asking for stuff every single day, it seems.
The fallout from these leaked documents is already reaching the rest of the cast, with Brandon Sklenar making his first public appearance since his own alleged texts with Blake were unsealed. When asked about the text where he appeared to unload on Justin Baldoni, Sklenar's reaction was one of immediate avoidance. He made it clear that he doesn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, a complete reversal from his previous stance of public support for Blake. This retreat is being viewed as a sign that the cast is finally realizing they were in a rock and a hard place. Industry insiders suggest that actors like Sklenar were under immense pressure from the Reynolds-Lively empire. With Ryan Reynolds allegedly dangling major career roles like Batman over their heads, the cast was forced to pick the wrong side or risk being blacklisted by the most powerful couple in Hollywood. Sklenar's current silence tells the world that he no longer feels obligated to defend a narrative that he now knows is legally compromised. He is reportedly distancing himself from the prodding he received from Blake to join her in the character assassination of their director. The leaked texts show that Blake was often the one pushing her co-stars to go there in their criticisms of Baldoni. She was the architect of the squad mentality on set, creating an environment where not supporting her was seen as a betrayal. But now that the Mastermind tactics have been unmasked, the co-stars are seeing the truth. Sklenar's refusal to clear anything up, and his comment that he kind of loves that the texts were released so people can see the pressure he was under, is a massive backfire for Blake's legal team. This retreat is a devastating blow for Blake because it shows her solidarity was actually just professional intimidation. If her leading man no longer has her back, the predatory director narrative loses its primary witnesses. The public is seeing that the mean girl antics weren't just directed at Baldoni, but were used to keep the rest of the cast in line. As Sklenar and others back away, Blake is left standing alone in the middle of a controversy she spent months manufacturing through these very co-stars.
I'm with the director, and he was great and so lovely, and I'm so excited to work with him. And, we were just talking about how we have very little time to prep, and, it's a lot of work. And he was like, is there any way you can get the other movie to push? Like, I just feel like I need more time. And I was like, that ship is so sailed. And, and I've been, really, really under it. I don't talk to him like I talk to you, so I haven't told him like how stressed I've been with not having a baby nurse. Still don't have one, but
she talks to Justin more than she talks to the other director. Interesting. About her baby nurse and everything else and yada, yada, yada. Interesting little details that are pouring in. You noticing these things? Let's keep going.
By the way, I found someone and she was only available for like 5 days. But anyway, still don't have a baby nurse. Just the idea of going back to work right away, and also the idea of like, prepping for our movie and like wanting to work out every day and all that, but yet being on set all day every day. I'm like, what have I done? Like the only.
Also, sorry, I know I'm distracted. Do really everybody get a baby nurse for like the first month of a baby? Don't you just like have the baby, or heck, you get a family member, Robin Lively, somebody else to help if you got to go work. You take the kid to work since you can actually do that. You get a nanny. What is this baby nurse stuff? Like, talk about privilege. My God, it's every step. Oh, I can't get to work because I haven't found my baby nurse yet.
Taylor Swift, who was once Blake's primary dragon and enforcer, is reportedly in a state of mastermind panic following the leak of her own texts. Sources close to the singer claim she is uncomfortable that her private messages, where she mocked Baldoni's trauma and tiny violin, have been made public. While her reps are trying to frame it as a simple invasion of privacy, the damage to her brand is already done. Taylor, who prides herself on being an advocate for the misunderstood, has been caught being flippant and callous toward a colleague's personal history. Reportedly, Taylor is now trying to stay away from the drama, with sources telling People magazine that she was just being a friend and never expected her words to end up in a courtroom. But critics are pointing out the hypocrisy. Taylor is a master of her own public image, yet she allowed herself to be a willing participant in a coordinated smear campaign. The Mastermind label, usually a compliment for her strategic career moves, is now being used to describe her role in a bizarre villain act that she can no longer control. The theory that Taylor rushed her album out because she knew these texts were coming is gaining traction on Reddit and in gossip circles. It suggests that even the world's biggest pop star was aware that the unredacted truth was a ticking time bomb. Her current silence isn't just about privacy, it's about survival. She has realized that her loyalty to Blake has led her into a legal minefield where her own empathy is being questioned. The Mastermind has found herself in a situation where there is no easy PR exit. For viewers, Taylor's retreat is the ultimate sign that the squad is in shambles. If Taylor Swift, the woman who built a career on owning her narrative, is panicking over her private words, it proves that the content of those messages is indefensible. She didn't just support a friend, she helped build a narrative that has now been exposed as a sneaky and manipulation tactic. Her attempt to stay away from the drama is too little, too late, as the unredacted receipts are already part of the permanent public record.
I'm trying to work on that, and I think that's a possibility. So I just wanted to let you know that, like, in case you wanted to go a couple weeks earlier, you're welcome to. And obviously there's selfish reasons I'm telling you this. Like, I know that our schedules are scheduled. I'm not trying to move anything. But, like, if by chance you're like, oh my God, if I could go 2 weeks earlier, that would actually be great, then amazing. And if it is what it is, then...
Can you go 2 weeks earlier? Can you just move everything and start 2 weeks earlier? You know, ignore the prep. Oh my God, yes, I've been waiting to start my movie earlier, said no director ever.
It is what it is. But selfishly, what I would love about that is that, you know, Ryan and I have also been really stressed about spending a month apart. And, you know, none of it's your problem. That's why I'm talking to you as a friend at this point more than anything.
Friend.
But
we're friends already.
The idea of spending all of June apart is just a lot. And the most we've ever done is less than 2 weeks.
How'd you live?
So our girls get out of school, I think I mentioned to you, on June 16th. We were going to originally go to London June 17th. But now I think with our schedule, we're not done till like June 29th or so. So, you know, selfishly, if we could go a couple weeks earlier, we could stick to our original plan and leave for London right after the girls get out of school, which would be amazing. And maybe that's like nicer for you, or maybe you're like, why are you saying this? This is like horrifying that you're mentioning us starting 2 weeks earlier. But anyway, I just wanted to mention it, but I just, you know,
I know it's crazy. Not a demand, all this. Maybe, yeah, because it would be so amazing for me to see my kids. What do you think, Justin? You know, Ryan said I could ask. What do you think?
Perhaps the most mind-boggling revelation in the latest docket update involves the official script notes from Sony Pictures. These documents prove that the sexiness Blake is now claiming as harassment was actually a direct order from the studio. The notes from Ange at Sony explicitly tell the production that the movie needs heat and that the love scenes should be sexy and grown up to meet the expectations of an R-rated audience. The studio was literally choreographing the very sexiness that Blake is now using to sue her director. The notes state that it was up to Justin and Blake to decide the specifics of the sexy and heated moments, directly involving the actress in the creative decision to make the film sexually charged. This destroys Blake's selective outrage in court, where she claimed that Baldoni's focus on her sexiness was inappropriate. If her own boss at Sony was telling her to make the film sexy outside of the bedroom, she cannot then turn around and claim that the director's professional adherence to those orders was a form of sexual misconduct. This smoking gun evidence shows that Baldoni was simply doing his job and delivering the heat that the studio demanded. When he told Blake her outfit looked sexy, he was providing professional feedback that aligned with the studio's goal of delivering for an audience. Blake, who has admitted in her own text that sexiness is critical to the film's success, appears to be suing a man for helping her achieve the very goal she agreed was necessary. It's a level of legal duplicity that makes her actual feminist claims look like a marketing scam. For the jury, these script notes are a devastating blow to Blake's credibility. They prove that the hostile environment was actually a professional environment with clear creative goals that everyone was aware of. By reframing studio heat as sexual harassment, Blake has attempted to rewrite the professional standards of the industry to suit her own power takeover. The Sony notes prove that the true mastermind behind the film's sexiness wasn't a creepy director, but a corporate mandate that Blake Lively herself was fully on board with until it became a legal liability.
Until the beginning of May is really important to me because I don't feel like I could pull it off any sooner than that, and I was really stressed. So I think that I can gracefully make this shift happen because our director feels aligned with it. It's nothing that I could have done selfishly, but anyway, I told you in 4 minutes what I could have told you in 30 seconds, but please again keep this between us because as of now this movie's still shooting and
you sure didn't keep this between you guys, didn't you, Blake? My God. Nope, you didn't. I'm also confused. Didn't she want to keep pushing it later so she get her body in shape, but now she wants to start earlier? God, her demands make no sense. They're stressing me out because I don't even understand them. Is anyone else feeling that? Like, and I don't want to go later. Can we go early? I need this week for Ryan, and I haven't seen him. So can we start sooner because I haven't seen my husband? Oh, but then I can get my break then. And like, what is she even talking about?
6 weeks, 5 weeks, whenever it is. I think it's 6 weeks. So nothing has changed, but I just sort of wanted to get your temperature on all that. Okay, cool. So nice talking to you. Not talking to you. This is so sad. This is my social interaction these days, just talking into voice memos. Okay, I hope you're well. Send my love to your family who don't know me. Take care. Bye.
Look, I'm not gonna be super if she's clearly just had a kid, she's in it. I don't even fault that. Of all the memos, I expected this to be worse, if I'm being honest. So I'm not just gonna keep piling on and say a bunch of mean things that I'm sure all of you guys are gonna say, which I don't think you should. But I can't not hear still this manipulation that's ongoing in all of it, and just confusion, and just like, Blake, just make it. What is it? You want to go early? You want to go late? You want to get more in shape? You don't. Then what's? It's just like, why did you sign up for a movie and 2 movies in a row right afterwards? Like, that's your fault, no one else's. It sounds like she pulled out a proxy, or proxy fell apart, or who knows. But it's all just so much.
As the unsealed audio and script notes circulate, the fallout for the Lively Reynolds brand is entering a final catastrophic stage. The voice memo proves that Blake was a rambling and meandering force of personal demands, while the script notes prove that her harassment claims are a direct contradiction of her professional orders. The mastermind veneer is officially cracked, revealing a bizarre villain act that relied on expensive lawyering and sneakiness to stay ahead of the truth. Blake is reportedly panicking because she can no longer control the temperature of the public discourse. The unredacted evidence shows that the great trust Blake once celebrated was just a tool she used to get favors from a director she eventually planned to crush. Jamila Jamil's description of Blake as a suicide bomber of her own career is looking more accurate by the day, as Blake's own legal filings continue to detonate her reputation. The mastermind didn't account for the fact that voice memos and studio notes would eventually be unsealed, exposing the cold and sarcastic reality behind her Golden Girl image. The public is now asking why things went so wrong when the relationship started so well. The smoking gun suggests that the wrongness was a manufactured narrative designed to trigger a morality clause and take control of a billion-dollar franchise. Blake Lively didn't just disagree with her director. She allegedly attempted to erase him through a coordinated campaign of smear and manipulation. Her panic isn't about being misunderstood. It's about being caught in a character study of malignant darkness that she wrote herself. Ultimately, this case serves as a cautionary tale for the celeb niche. It shows that nice guy marketing and squad politics cannot survive the unsealed truth. As Taylor Swift retreats and co-stars refuse to touch the drama with a 10-foot pole, Blake Lively is left to face the heat of the courtroom alone. The great trust is gone, replaced by a horrifying look at how celebrity power is used to silence those who don't follow the script. The final fallout isn't just about a movie. It's about the death of a brand that was built on an unredacted lie.
Sony's instruction make it sexy. And not just in the bedroom, sexy and grown up. So we deliver for an audience expecting an R-rated movie. That was literally his orders to make it sexy. So you could say when Justin's telling Blake that looks sexy, you're doing great for the film, which again, Blake has admitted, saying it's incredibly important for the film's success that she be sexy. So anyway, I don't think it's SH. It's sort of like, you're helping the film be successful. You're pulling it off. Good job. That's what Sony wants. That's what everybody apparently wants. Why was it so bad he said it? Why was it so bad he said it? Did Blake not understand that? Because she clearly did. Maybe Jenny Slate didn't understand it, but I would argue Jenny Slate, when you read this stuff and everyone's saying sexy, make it hot and heated. My God, girl, you really flipped out because, well, I wasn't going for hot. Well, the studio is. so if you don't like it, maybe don't sign up for a book that is literally described with all caps HEAT, because then they're going to expect you to be hot. It's just absurd the more we get. It's absurd. And especially when we can hear from Blake herself in this audio memo. Why did things go so wrong? Why is Ryan so obsessed?
Blake Lively's supposed evidence has exposed more about Hollywood's mastermind maneuvers than Justin Baldoni's toxic behavior. The unsealed Great Trust audio and the Sony Heat notes have turned a harassment claim into a case study of institutional bullying, raising doubts about why Ryan and Taylor were ever part of this filing at all. Fans have called it a bizarre betrayal of professional ethics, pointing out how the nice girl antics have finally been unsealed. It's a reminder that perception can outweigh truth until the voice memos are played in the light of day. Before choosing sides, we have to ask how many stories we accept because they sound collaborative, not because they've actually been proven in the unredacted reality of a courtroom.